starting lineup for your Orange County Riptide. Riptide are joined once again by Pleasant Hospital and team and the Care Ranch Little League 2025 AL10 All-Stars. In right field, from Cal Baptist University, number 25, Huon. Playing center field from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, number 39, Giesler. Playing left field from the University of Utah, number 26, Bradley Navarro. Playing first base for the Riptide from Northwestern University, number 13, Carter. Playing second base from San Jose State University, number 27, Rocco Caballero. Playing shortstop for the Riptide tonight from Duke University, number 22, Riptide third baseman from Cornell University, number 7, Luke Johnson. Playing catcher from the University of California, Irvine, number 9, Zach Randall. And on the mound for the Riptide tonight, from Indiana University, number 50, Telford. The Riptide are led by head coach Brian Evans, assisted by Grant Marty, Andrew Ramos, and Zach Thomas. Folks, at this time, we ask that you please rise. If able, remove your caps and direct your attention to center field as we honor America with our national anthem.
Walk-up song in the business.
Good evening and welcome to Irvine inside the Great Park for some more OC Riptide baseball action. I'm Huon Fitzpatrick alongside Andrew Giesler for a new week of Riptide baseball. We saw them last time out on Sunday up in Compton, a big 13-9 win over the Barons. It was a pretty good week last week for the Riptide, and They've got a good portion of the schedule this week going into a tough portion the rest of the season. How can they start off on a good foot against the Philippines tonight?
I think, sorry for cutting you off, but I think pitching is going to be absolutely the big thing in this week. You've got to head into the All-Star break with good starting pitching, and, well, it's been exactly that. Trey Seeley went 4 2/3 with 10 strikeouts the last time out, and before that, it was Casey Yooper with 9 strikeouts. The Riptide in general in the past two have had 35 strikeouts in the past 2 games from their pitchers. They've got to keep that going if they want to go on after this easy stretch into the tough schedule and still make the playoffs.
Speaking of pitching, it'll be Trey Telford on the mound, with the first we've seen of him as a starter, although last time out against Santa Barbara, he was fantastic. 4 innings, just a run, 1 walk, a hit, and 5 strikeouts. Ended up getting the save just because of the rules of how a save works. Just pitched enough in that game to get the save. But first time we see him as a starter, the lineup he'll be facing against the Philippines. The last time we'll see this team this summer. It'll be Riker Billingsley playing center field leading off. Ben Lee, one of the leaders in batting average of the CCL. He'll be at first base batting second. Nomar Vasquez at second batting third. Dylan Taguaim in the 4-hole behind the plate. JJ Fagfumsint, he'll be the designated batsman today. Malachi Lopez batting 6th, playing 6 at shortstop. Hudson Story batting 7th, playing 7. In left field, Javen Boxa at third base. And Wyatt Lamarsna bringing up the caboose. He is in right field. The defense behind Trey Telford: Bradley Navarro, Jack Salmon, Riley Hunsaker, left, right in the outfield. Luke Johnson back at third after a long stint at second. Jake Lambden at short. Newest Riptide, Rocco Caballero at second. And Carter Dans at first. And Zach Crandall will be the battery mate of Trey Telford. And before first pitch, a reminder, our broadcast today is powered by Cityside Fiber, OC Riptide's favorite gig speed fiber internet provider. So Trey Telford, his first pitching appearance since committing to San Diego State. First pitch of the evening is swung on and fouled away by Riker Billingsley.
I'm excited to see how long Telford's going to go in this game, because lately we've been seeing the leash for starters be a lot longer now that we're 27, or this is the 27th game of the summer so far.
7:01 first pitch here at the Great Park. 0-1 to Billingsley. Is quickly 0-2 right over the middle, strike 2. And Telford had a good freshman season for Indiana, 8 2/3 innings, 4.15 ERA, and he decided to come home for the rest of college, go to San Diego State. Way outside to Billingsley, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Something he did a good job of against the Foresters, not necessarily having the most strikeouts, only had 5 in the 4 innings he pitched, but he got ahead of the batters very well.
Yeah, and he's 17 strikeouts to only 3 walks this summer in 14 1/3 innings. So he's been very efficient. A liner right at Luke Johnson for out number 1. So Billingsley gone on 4 pitches. That'll bring up Ben Lee. Telford a 1.25 ERA this year. He's been stellar out of the bullpen for the Riptide. We'll see him in his first start today. He's got a big out to get in Ben Lee, though. This one off the outside, ball 1. Ben Lee hitting .448, one of the leaders in the CCL. He's got 11 RBIs. This one flared towards center field. Jack Salmon going back, still going back. He's not going to get there. Base hit for Ben Lee. He's going to cruise into second, uncontested. So first hit of the day for the Philippines is batting average leader Ben Lee with the double.
That's only a 3rd extra base hit that Telford's allowed so far this season. And, well, I mean, if it was anybody, it would be Lee, a guy who has been very good for this Philippine squad. And tough test for Jack Salmon. It was a late insert into the lineup. It was supposed to be Cam Burdick, but he tweaked his bat during a workout, or his back during a workout, so didn't want to play today. So Jack Salmon
gets thrust in there, immediately tested in center field. Nomar Vasquez looks at a slider over the middle, strike one. Vasquez having a pretty good summer, hitting .273, 4 RBIs. Has also featured as a pitcher against this Riptide team. Slider drops below the zone, ball one. See how long Telford goes, as you said, Andrew. He told us before the game he doesn't have a pitch count limit necessarily, so he's just going to go for however long he feels good. 1-1 lined up the middle. That's going to sneak into center field. Salmon up with it. They're going to hold Lee at third. So back-to-back singles or back-to-back hits for the Philippines. It's now first and third with one out.
It's been a few games since the Riptide have allowed a run in the first inning. 2 games, in fact. But they had a problem with doing that. They had a long stretch. I think it was 7 out of 10 games in a row or something along those lines. And that just, you can't be doing that if you're wanting to win ball games.
Now another big bat for the Philippines, Dylan Taguaim. This one just off the outside corner. Ball one. Taguaim, 373 on the summer, 11 RBIs. And Vasquez at first has 3 steals, so someone to look out for. Taguaim a catcher, so double play could be fairly easy to get. This one in at the knees, called strike one. Vasquez runs, check swing. They're going to throw down. It's not going to be in time. So Vasquez steals second base. Now the Philippines, 2 runners in scoring position with less than 2 outs. We're still waiting official word. They say that check swing went around, so it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Taguaim.
Tough play by Crandall. Couldn't get that one out of his glove quickly. Bounced in front of him.
1-2 pitch, lined foul right at the Philippines bullpen. Ball in play. We're going to have to pause. Now Hunsaker gets it out. So 1-2 again to Taguaim. And just gets a piece of it, so we'll do 1-2 for the third time. So early trouble for Trey Telford. He's second and third, less than 2 outs here in the first. And Vasquez flares this one into right field. That's going to get down. Here comes 1 run. They're waving Vasquez from second. Throw's going to be cut off. So the Philippines, an early 2-0 lead against the Riptide on Trey Telford. Their 3rd consecutive hit. Taguaim drives in 2 with the flared base hit.
Oh, it's just a good piece of hitting. Worked 1-2 count for quite a bit, and then just flirted over Caballero's head at second.
Yeah, good at bat is Coach Evans, an early mound visit to Telford, although he can kind of reset now. His double play gets him out of the inning, but 3 straight hits, 2 runs have come in for the Philippines. These teams played back on July 5th, and the Philippines scored 3 runs all of that game, so already halfway there with 1 out in the first. It'll be JJ Fagfumsint for the Philippines. He's hitting .364 this summer. So work to do for Telford. Fagfumsint did not play on July 5th. First pitch to him dips just below the zone, ball 1.
I have the Riptide so far in the year when they've let up a run in the first inning. They're 3-6.
So they're going to have to work hard to come back. So that one in the dirt, ball 2. We've seen them come back. Their most recent comeback was against this Philippines team. They really had no offense at all in that game, but they scratched and clawed, found a way to score 4 and win that game in the 9th. So they've done it before going down early, but a tough task is ground ball, double play, lammed into second for 1, on to first. Carter Dans, a good pick over there, completes the cycle around the bases. So Telford gets out of it, but not before giving up 2. Philippines lead 2-0. Riptide coming up. Welcome back to Riptide TV. Riptide getting their first at-bats. The lineup for them, it will be Bradley Navarro in left, Jake Lambden at short. New guy who had a big game on Sunday, Isaac Cadena. He'll be the designated hitter. Carter Dans at first, Luke Johnson at third, Zach Crandall catching, Riley Hunsaker in right. New guy, Rocco Caballero at second, and Jack Salmon late insert into the lineup. He'll be batting ninth, playing center field. The pitching that they'll have to face is Francisco Moran on the hill. The defense behind him, Hudson Story, Riker Billingsley, Wyatt Lamarsna, Javen Boxa, Malachi Lopez, third and short, Nomar Vasquez, Ben Lee, second and first, and Dylan Taguaim catching. So Bradley Navarro will lead off against Francisco Moran. And kind of glazed over it in the pregame, but the reason Andrew and I are wearing Santa hats is because today here at the ballpark it's Christmas in July. So don't be alarmed that you saw that in the pregame. We're big Christmas fans out here, Andrew and I.
I thought we were just going to go with it and see what they thought.
So that's why we're wearing Christmas hats. It's Christmas in July here at the ballpark. That one's fouled back 1-1 to Navarro.
And I kept looking in the home games that the Riptide did not respond in after the opposing team scored in the first. They're 1-3 so far. So Riptide very much need to respond.
Navarro swings and misses, and Navarro back in the leadoff spot. We'd kind of seen him second or third the last couple of games. They're putting him back up there. Francisco Moran looking for his first strikeout of the day, which won't happen now. That one's in the dirt. He's been pretty good for the Philippines. 17 innings, 10 strikeouts, just 4 walks, a 4.23 ERA. He's out of Skyline College up in the Bay Area. 2-2 to Navarro, misses way outside. And Navarro never a guy afraid of hitting with 2 strikes. He's hitting just a modest 386 now after tearing it up to start the summer. He flares this one into center field over the jumping Malachi Lopez and touches the grass for a leadoff single. And if you're the Riptide, that's exactly what you want. You get punched in the mouth early and you want to get that base runner on. That's exactly what they do.
And I think that it also solidifies the fact that Bradley Navarro was in the correct spot at the leadoff hitter. He, before this game actually, was hitless in his past 2, which is shocking for a guy who is hitting, as you said, in the 380s and an on-base percentage of 472. Had a hit in every single game previously before that, but finally gets a hit to break the streak.
And for the Riptide against the Philippines, last time they didn't get a hit until the 5th inning, so getting one on the first batter is a good start for them, as that'll bring up Jake Lambden, who looks at ball 1.
That was Cam Burdick as well. Somewhat broke him out of his slump, I would say.
Yeah, Burdick had a good game on Sunday against the Barons. Lambden fouls this one back. Andrew is ready for it up here.
I'm always ready.
Lambden, 278 this year, 5 strikeouts, 5 walks, does have 4 steals, always a threat on the bases. Navarro also can run a bit. Lambden, high chopper to first, foul. Navarro leads off with a single. Lambden up now. And for the Riptide, you'd like to get at least one back, potentially tie it here in the first. And boy, would they like 2 guys on for who's on deck. Long time between pitches. Now we're ready to go. Check swing, no. So 2-2 now. Lambden on his way to Duke next year after a pretty good year at Xavier. Hit 264, 5 home runs. Pitched a little bit for them as well. And he fouls it straight back towards us. If there was no net or glass, that would have been coming right up here.
I said I'm always ready. I was not ready for that one. That one I might have taken a deep breath for.
Pretty cool about Jake Lambden. During the Baseball World Cup, he played for Great Britain, so pretty cool. Navarro goes, but he's going to have to head back to first on the foul ball by Lambden. So Lambden says he hopes to play one day in the WBC, the World Baseball Classic, but it starts in the middle of the college baseball season, so it'd be hard for him to balance both of those things.
Especially at a school like Duke.
And the WBC takes place across the world, so this one just on the inside corner. Navarro stayed put, but with a full count might see him run. Riptide currently second among the playoff spots for the CCL. They sit 13-11 in league play, 15-11 overall, as Lambden stays alive full. Navarro was running on the pitch. The Foresters are technically in first place, but they don't participate in the playoffs. So it's Oaks, Riptide, and Saints who have lost 5 in a row, battling for those 3 playoff spots as we get into the heart of this summer. And that's ball 4 to Lambden, a great at-bat from him. So now first and second, nobody out for a big bat in Isaac Cadena.
Yeah, you talk about someone who can hit the ball hard. He's currently slugging, even though it's a low sample size, 1,500, 1.500. Yes, you heard that right. Yesterday, 2 days ago, had a home run with 4 RBIs and got a single as well.
Yeah, and we saw him briefly on Saturday against this Philippines team, and he got one at-bat, his first of the summer, struck out. And then on Sunday, got his first start of the summer for the Riptide. Saw 2 pitches, both balls. Third pitch deposited about 40 feet over the fence. Would end up going 3 for 3 that day, 4 RBIs. So he's a big bat in the middle of this lineup. He'll be classmates with Andrew next year at USC.
Talk to him about it.
And Aiden.
Mm-hmm.
Newest USC. That one inside. Both moving from Texas to USC are Aiden and Cadena.
There you go.
Cadena.
And I talked to Cadena about the home run. He said, kind of lucky, just threw my bat at it. With a little bit of smile on his face. He knew he hit that ball really well.
And he hammers this one into the gap and dive, and what a catch! Oh my goodness, Riker Billingsley. He just saved at least one run. Oh my goodness. Riker Billingsley, welcome to the game. What a catch. Riker Billingsley. We haven't seen him all summer. He's a new player on this Philippines team, and boy, did he make a great first impression. Full body layout, makes the catch, robs at least a double, perhaps stops the tying run from coming in. Andrew can't speak right now. What a play, Riker Billingsley.
That might be one of the best plays I've seen in baseball ever. Just jumps up and snags it out of nowhere.
What a play. Carter Dan's up now. He looks at strike one, and we talk about Denzel Clark on the A's. He's made a couple of insane catches this year, and Riker Billingsley, that should be on SportsCenter tomorrow morning. Carter Dan's 1 ball and 1 strike. I don't know who we have to talk to at ESPN to get that on SportsCenter, but that was a heck of a play. But in all of that, Bradley Navarro tagged up and went to third. So now it's first and third with 1 out for Carter Dans. There goes Lambden, and double clutch, they're not even going to throw. So Lambden gets to second easily. Now a big spot for Carter Dans, 2 runners in scoring position. He has 9 RBIs this summer, so he can produce those runs.
That might be one of the best F8s I've written down in my scorebook the entire time. I still can't stop thinking about it.
Yeah, you can't really quantify that. Just write the number in and move on with your day. But what a play!
I went with F8 and then put wow with a question mark underneath it.
So 3-1 to Dans now. Tough spot for Moran early here. Advantage pitch to Dans. He flares it into foul territory, but into the Riptide dugout, so we'll go full. We do have a baseball game to continue with here, but that play was just wow. So Carter Dan's looking to try and tie this game here. And he'll foul one off again. So we'll say the Riptide went down early, but they've had good at-bats here. Navarro leadoff single. Lambden saw about 8 pitches on his walk. Cadena hit the ball insanely hard, got robbed. Carter Dans has put up a good at-bat here. So you like to see that from the Riptide offense early. Full count inside, ball 4. So a walk to Carter Dans. Now the base is loaded with 1 out.
That's a very, very good at-bat from Dans. I know we were talking about Cadena most of that, but that is a very good at-bat for Dans. Gets it to a full count and then forces the walk. And even forces a mound visit as well.
Another RBI guy coming up now. Luke Johnson with 9 as well. His bat has come along as of late. Drove in a run on Sunday with a sacrifice fly. So big spot for him. There's speed everywhere for the Riptide on all 3 bases and in the box. The Philippines do have 5 available pitchers today behind Moran, so I'm sure they wouldn't like to use them right now, but they do have a lot of arms available.
Empty bullpen out there for the moment, but that might change depending on what happens with Johnson here, who had a sac fly in 2 days ago's game against the Barons.
So big spot to get the offense going for Luke Johnson. He's hitting .274 this summer. He swings at the first pitch, flares it to right field. It's not going to fall. Navarro's going to tag it with shallow. Play at the plate. Navarro is going to stay put. Unfortunate. Luke Johnson just didn't hit far enough. Wyatt Lamarsna a good throw to get it in, and now Riptide are going to have to get a hit to score.
It was a really late jump from Navarro. I wasn't sure if he was kind of faking out that he was tagging up or exactly what it was, but it was a tough play. He's a fast guy, but that's a shallow ball into right field, and Lamarson has a good arm out there.
Yeah, I don't think Bobby Witt's scoring on that, so just tough break for the Riptide. Now in the hands of Zach Crandall. His bat's been quiet after a hot start. Strike one to him. Two RBIs this summer for him. This one in the dirt. A good block from Tagwaim, and that's going to be important in this situation. If a ball gets away, the Riptide have a run. So we've seen him, I believe, in every game, just not as a catcher. So seeing him for the first time behind the plate. That one sneaks on the outside corner, so Crandall's going to have to fight with 2 strikes and really feel like missed opportunity if the Riptide can't score here, especially with how the top of the first went. And Crandall up the middle, but right there is Vasquez, who takes it to second himself. Riptide retired. They load the bases, but do not score. They still trail 2-0. Second inning here, bottom half of the Philippines lineup coming up. It'll be Malachi Lopez, Hudson Story, Javen Boxa to start it for them. They scored 2 in the first. Riptide held to a donut. So see if the Philippines can add on here. Lopez hitting just .229 this summer. Inside ball 1. So Telford, bit of a stressful first inning. He's going to have a cleaner one here. Although did get a big double play to get out of it in the first. Dirt ball 2.
And Lopez so far against the Riptide batting 2 for 5 and has a run as well to his name.
He's out of Riverside Community College. Hit .278 for them. He fouls this one back towards us. Strike 1. Interesting. Hudson Story on deck. We've mostly seen him at first base this summer, but he'll be in left field today. So Telford's going to have to find a way to even this count. Does not. It's upstairs ball 3. So we haven't seen a lot of falling behind. Despite the tough first inning, he got ahead of a lot of those hitters. Three-one pitch. Swung on, fouled off the foot of Lopez, so we'll go full.
If you were to look at first pitch strikes in that first inning, I was actually keeping track. He was ahead of 4 out of the 5 batters that he faced.
That's baseball. You get ahead and you still go up 2 runs, so it's a tough sledding for Telford, but he's a good pitcher. He'll keep the Riptide in the game. Full count pitch, flared towards right field, foul. Feels like Riptide, they had good at-bats in the first, just kind of a missed opportunity with the bases loaded. That one outside ball 4, so a leadoff walk for Malachi Lopez, and not what you want if you're Trey Telford.
No, it's the first walk that he's let up today, and in general doesn't necessarily walk people at the highest amount. This is only his 3rd walk so far this year, and for a guy who has a whip of 0.97, which is likely to increase quite a bit after this outing, it's just unlike him to let up these walks.
Yeah, definitely uncharacteristic, but he's getting his first start in who knows how long. He hasn't started this summer and only pitched 8 innings for Indiana. But here's a good out to get in Hudson Story, just hitting 200 as he looks at strike 1.
And starting's obviously, it's different than relieving, because relievers sometimes they have their routine or they don't. They just get time to throw a few pitches and go. Starting, it's your full day is all around the start and how you're planning everything out.
Hudson Story looks at ball 1, and he's got about the most colorful batting gloves that I've ever seen. He's got a lot going on there. Neon pink, neon yellow, some light blue. Lot going on. Pink on the inside. So he swings and misses at strike 2. Maybe trying to distract the pitcher with all those colors. So Telford ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And this one fouled weakly towards the dugout of the Philippines, and we'll stay here, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And if you're Telford, you like that swing a lot. That ball was well on the chalk line on the inside part of the plate, and he still got the swing at it, so you have a lot to go for on the inside. If he has any arm side movement, and then outside he can work things on the back door.
One-two pitch again, and Story swings and misses strike 3. The first strikeout of the day for Trey Telford, and that's a big one.
Yeah, it is. Now double play ball gets you out of this inning. Not that there's a whole lot of danger just yet, but Riptide already have a 6-4-3 double play today. Wouldn't mind a second.
Javen Boxa up now. He's hitting just .214, although hit .365 at the College of the Desert. So does have potential in that bat. He takes a wild swing, runner going, throw down from Crandall. What a throw, they got him at second. Zach Crandall, one of the better defensive catchers in all of college baseball, and showing why right there.
Yeah, that was a miss hold down, and Lopez, I think, delayed a second too long, thought that ball was a little farther away from Crandall, and he picked it up and saw the runner going and said, okay, and then throws a dart down to second base.
Yeah, he was kind of reading that from the dirt, but didn't read it quick enough. Boxa down 0-1, now 1-1. So Trey Telford, a free out there, he'll appreciate. So can get an unconventional 1-2-3 inning here. Strike 2 on the outside.
Just looking around the league, the Bombers currently beating the Saints 2-1 in the top of the 4th. They're the team that's behind the Riptide by a game right now. So the Riptide can get a win, and a Saints loss. That's big for the Tide.
Got him. Strike 3. Trey Telford back-to-back strikeouts. The unconventional 1-2-3 inning. Just what he and the Riptide need. They come up for their second time down 2-0. Riley Hunsaker leads off for the Riptide. We saw him as a pitcher on Sunday. He'll be in the lineup today, hitting just 200, 6 strikeouts, 4 walks in the batter's box for him. Ball 1 in the dirt. Hunsaker looking to have a little better day today. Sunday was not his night. Gave up 6 runs in the 9th inning without getting an out before being taken out. So looking to avenge that here with the bat as he goes ahead 2-0.
You talk about batting, someone that didn't necessarily bat what they would like toward the beginning of the year, but since then has a 3-game hit streak right now. That's since he's taken his batting gloves back off. Originally had batting gloves off and then put them on, and now off again.
Weak chopper to first, foul. Zach Thomas not remotely close to the first base coach's box. Grant Mayu a little bit closer, but I think the box is just kind of there for show. Technically you're supposed to be in it, but they're not going to stop you. 2-1 to Hunsaker. Ball 3. I remember this year we played a school back in college, and their first base coach was like where the umpire was standing. I'm like, you're just not even in the same universe as the coach's box, but nobody said anything. Advantage pitch to Hunsaker. Ball 4. Hunsaker thought it was strike 2. I thought it was ball 4, but Hunsaker didn't move. So
I thought it was ball 4 also.
I was waiting for indication. So Hunsaker gets to first on the leadoff walk. 3rd of the game already for Moran. So good at bat from Hunsaker. And now first chance for all of us to see newest Riptide, Rocco Caballero. Caballero getting his first at-bat of the summer. That one's outside. He's a late addition as there's been some injuries to this Riptide infield as well as some people heading home for the summer. So they needed an extra bat in the lineup and an infielder. So now 2-0. Caballero out of San Jose State. He was second team All-Mountain West for them. Hit .286 with 4 home runs. Now 3-0, so Moran losing it a bit here.
Caballero, also another guy who's a very good defensive player, the second edition after Lambden as well. Is a very good defensive player, and though the error issue has gotten better, it's trying to get even better with the addition of Caballero.
4-pitch walk to Caballero. You talk about his defense. In high school, he was his high school conference's defensive player of the year, as well as the team defensive player of the year for 2 straight years. So definitely has a sure glove at second base and shortstop. So we'll get another mound visit, but still no action for the Philippines. So Moran's going to stay in, at least for now. He's already had 4 walks, but Riptide haven't taken advantage yet. And now a guy coming up who's in desperate need of something to go right with the bat in Jack Salmon.
Has struggled as of late, but in his 5 hits so far this summer, has 2 extra base hits. So when he makes contact, it normally finds the gaps, and he's a pretty quick guy as well.
Yeah, he's got 2 steals this summer. He runs well, and he's just a guy you root for. He's probably the most positive, happy person that I've ever met. And despite the struggles, he's always got a smile on his face. We root for him to get the bat going. See, looks at strike 1, probably after 5-6 straight balls from Moran. Good to see one in the strike zone. Salmon would love to flip that lineup over with the bases really occupied for Navarro. So he flares this one over towards Pear Tree Meats, who we'll hear from later for strike 2. So he's got to work hard. Nothing in 2. Salmon does have 5 RBIs, but he swings and misses. 1, 2, 3 strikeout for Jack Salmon, and the lineup will flip over to Bradley Navarro.
That's the first strikeout of the day from Moran, and if there's anything that can make up for 2 straight walks, I guess it would be a 1, 2, 3 strikeout.
But now has to face a big bat in Bradley Navarro. He's got 8 RBIs on the summer. He's been their best hitter since opening day. See if he can cut into this lead. Hunsaker runs fairly well at second. That one just misses to Navarro.
Leads the team in hits, doubles, tied for home runs, plate appearances, at-bats. I could keep going. Walks.
Yeah, 15 walks for him on the season. Long hold from Moran. Now we go. This one in the dirt, so something, I guess Moran's got beef with Jack Salmon because he wasn't close to Hunsaker or Caballero. Strikes out Salmon on 3 pitches, and now immediately 2 balls to Bradley Navarro. Now 3 straight balls, a good save by Tagayam to keep that from going to the backstop. So see if Navarro has the green light on a 3-0 count. With how prolific his bat is, I wouldn't be surprised. But taking all the way 3-1. And there's a sizable gap, the 5-5 hole that Navarro could go after with Lopez holding Hunsaker on. Three-one pitch. Upstairs, ball 4. The 5th walk of the day for Moran. Riptide yet to take advantage, but for the 2nd straight inning, they have bases loaded and 1 out.
Now back, shortstop number 22, Jay Landon.
So Lambden up now, one of those 5 walks in his last at-bat. 3 RBIs on the summer, so a big spot for him. So he swings the first pitch foul.
And this is a Riptide team that averages only 5 walks per game hitting-wise. So already at that number.
That's good for them as a team, but you want to take advantage of those free passes. This one in the dirt to Lambden.
Yeah, last inning, Riptide loaded up the bases, but left all 3 on the pond.
And kind of some unfortunate luck. Luke Johnson just hit one that looked like a sac fly. It was just too shallow to bring home a run. And Lambden swings and drives one to left field, but well foul. So he'll be down 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just 1 strikeout for Moran. That was to Salmon this inning. 1-2 pitch. Lambden up the middle, through the dive. Hunsaker comes in. They're sending Caballero. There's not going to be a play, and this game is tied. Jake Lambden comes through the game-tying single.
Just a clutch guy. Already 3 RBIs on the season. Now make that 5 after he brings 2 more around. He's come and become a Riptide who's just been really strong in this part of the season, and it's exactly what you want and you were hoping to see from the new shortstop.
Yeah, he's been really good on both sides of the ball defensively and with the bat. He comes in clutch there, and now Cadena an opportunity to do something as he looks at ball 1, but still nothing in the Philippines bullpen, so they're going to let Moran ride. I'm sure his pitch count is up there with 5 walks. Still one out here for Cadena, who just got absolutely robbed on a once-in-a-generation catch from Riker Billingsley last inning. That one misses 2-0, and we're going to try our hardest to get that catch on Sports Center tomorrow morning. So if you wake up for that, make sure to tune in on your TV. But Cadena a spot to do some more damage here. He swings, flares this one into left field. That one's not going to be caught. Runner had to hold up, and Navarro's going to come in easily from second base. And just like that, in 2 swings, the Riptide take the lead 3-2. And good hitting from Cadena there. Good base running from Navarro. Good play all around.
Cadena, another one of the newcomers who's been hitting well. It's RBI number 5 now in the season for him in the 2 games that he's started.
Yeah, that we saw on Sunday. He hit a monster home run in his first at-bat, got 2 hits after that, drove in 4. Big reason why the Riptide won that game. Now we'll see Carter Dans, one of the 5 walk victims, or I guess not victim for Moran. This one well inside, and it gets away from the catcher, so the runners are going to move up 90 feet apiece. Tagayam could not handle that one. So Lambden to third, Cadena to second. On, I guess, a wild pitch. Not really much Tagayam could do there. So now a bigger spot for Carter Dans. The infield's going to come in now. That one in there on the outside corner, strike 1. Dans hitting .306 this summer, 9 RBIs. Now up to 13 walks. So just got to poke one through a hole and send 2 more home. He swings and hammers it into right field. No one's going to get there. That falls, a base hit. Here comes 1 run. Here comes 2 runs. Carter Dans chills into second base. 3 straight hits for the Riptide. They now lead 5-2 with still just 1 out in the bottom of the second.
And it's exactly what Grant Mayu told us about. Well, normally the runs come in bunches, and he said hitting is absolutely contagious for this team, and this isn't the first time you've seen it, but it is the first time we've seen it early in this game. Normally it comes in the 5th or 6th, but today it's in the 2nd inning.
Luke Johnson, his second at-bat, swings and misses at strike 1, and you talked about it. This Riptide team 3-6 when they give up a run in the first inning, 1-3 in games trying to come back from that, and so far doing a good job here. As this one is grounded softly to short, it's going to be a tough play. There's not going to be a play. Lopez couldn't handle it cleanly. Dans goes to third, so an infield single for Luke Johnson. Now 4 straight hits for the Riptide. Still just 1 out. And that one, Luke Johnson, probably a hit anyway. He runs well, and Lopez couldn't get it to go into his glove. So now, Zach Crandall, he ended the first inning with the bases loaded, grounded to Vasquez, who just stepped on the base to get it over with. But now, a big spot for him.
And finally, Daniel Neria getting up and getting loose.
This one upstairs to Crandall. We saw Neria in the last game these two teams played. He went 1.2 plus, gave up 2 hits and an unearned run, had 2 strikeouts, got the loss as he was the pitcher in extra innings, who gave up the walk-off hit to Reed Montgomery. And Crandall lifts one into center field. Should be deep enough for Dans to score. Billingsley catches it, gets it in quickly, but there's not going to be a play. Carter Dans comes in to score. A good at-bat from Zach Crandall. Now a 6-run inning. Riptide leads 6-2.
Might say it's probably an easier play that Billingsley has had today after his terrific catch, but either way, run comes across. Riptide continue to pile him on in this bottom of 2.
They've now hit around. Riley Hunsaker led off the inning with a walk. He's back up there. That one in there, strike 1. So it went Hunsaker walk, Caballero walk, Jack Salmon struck out, Navarro walked, Lambden singled home 2, Cadena singled home 1. Dan's doubled home 2. Now here goes Johnson. He'll be safe on the steal. So Dan's doubled home 2. Johnson singled, and then Crandall a sacrifice fly. That's our recap. Luke Johnson gets to second on the steal. So Riley Hunsaker now a chance to make it 7-2. As Hoffman is doing something in the Philippines bullpen along with Neria. Hunsaker's going to have to fight now, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And it doesn't look like either pitcher for the Philippines is in any sort of rush here.
Neria near the mound. Still no catcher in the bullpen, though. 1-2 to Hunsaker, stays alive. So, after loading the bases and not scoring in the first, the Riptide load them here and take advantage. They've put up 6 so far. Hunsaker to center field. Billingsley going back, now settles under it, and finally the inning is over. Riptide bat around. They bring home 6. We head to the 3rd. They lead 6-2. Wyatt Lamarsno leads off for the Philippines. He'll be their 9th hitter before the lineup flips over, and the Riptide had a big second inning, Andrew.
Yeah, they did. I'm just calculating the line. 6 runs, 4 hits on no errors. And then it was a handful of walks at the beginning, but then the bats got going with 4 straight hits and then a sac fly after that to bring everyone around.
So we wonder if we'll see Francisco Moran, but still really no action for the Philippines. Haas Fragoso starting to stir a little bit, so see how long Telford goes. He'll face Lamarsna. Lamarsna looks at ball 1. He's hitting just 190 this summer, but against the Riptide last time he had a single and scored a run. As he grounds this one to Lambden, who's up with it, throws to first in time for out number 1. And if you're Trey Telford, that's huge. Your team gave you 6 runs in their inning. You want to go up there and put up a 0.
Yeah, now you're able to calm down quite a bit more. You know you have the run support. Now you just do your thing and get your outs.
Riker Billingsley up for his second at-bat. He lined out to Luke Johnson the first time, and he's kind of been the story today with his insane diving catch to rob Isaac Cadena of extra bases. So he lines it at Luke Johnson again. This one hit the ground. Johnson throws to first in time. So Riker Billingsley getting acquainted with Luke Johnson over there at third.
That one short hop Johnson. You were good play by him to pick that one out. That talks about, the increase in, or the decrease, I guess, in errors from this team, only averaging 1.15 now. We're averaging well close to 2 at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, and Riker Billingsley is someone we haven't seen before, and they seem to be playing him well on defense. He's hit it to Johnson both times. He hasn't really moved. So Ben Lee looks at strike 1. He kind of got it started in the first, doubled, and then came around to score in that semi-big inning against Trey Telford where they put up 2. This one in the dirt. But if you're going to give up a hit, it's going to be to Ben Lee. He's hitting .448 coming into today. See, flares this one. Carter Dan's giving it a chase, but not going to have a play. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That's the 40th pitch I have for Telford so far in this game, so it's been relatively efficient, especially after giving up those 2 runs in the first inning.
One ball, 2 strikes to Ben Lee, and he stays alive, fouls it to pretty much the same spot. We'll do it again, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ben Lee at Division II Cal State Los Angeles. Hit .316 for them. One, 2 again. This one, bounding ball to Caballero. He's going to be tested. Long throw from behind second and safe. What a play from Caballero. Made it as close as possible. Lee was hustling out of the box, but what an effort from Caballero.
Yeah, it was a great throw, but just couldn't get enough power behind it as he's moving the complete opposite direction. Not necessarily his fault. Gave it all he had, and as well, Dan's making a big stretch out there, but a good job from Lee to get out of the box, especially as a righty, and get to first in time. A tough 90.
So, second hit of the day for Ben Lee. Caballero did everything he could there, just didn't have quite enough juice for the out. This one inside to Nomar Vasquez, who got a single in that first inning, stole a base, and then came around to score. He fouls this one just to the right or the left of the plate. One ball, 1 strike. Vasquez out of LA Mission College, a junior college up there. One of the many LA Mission or LA Pierce players on this team. As he grounds this one at Luke Johnson, who falls over but stabs it long throw to first in time. What a play from Luke Johnson to get out of the inning. Trey Telford gives up a hit, but nothing after that. Riptide still leads 6-2. Gone to Cityside Fiber. It's your turn to get connected with Cityside Fiber, OC Riptide's favorite gig speed fiber internet provider. Whether you're streaming, gaming, or working from home, Cityside Fiber knocks it out of the park. Step up to the plate and get connected today at citysidefiber.com. Now we'll see Rocco Caballero for his second plate appearance. Does technically no at-bat today. He walked and came around to score in that big second inning. Francisco Moran still out there with no action in the Philippines bullpen. So Caballero, who walked on 4 pitches, now looks at strike 1. So they're going to let Moran go, although Neria now touching the J-bands again. Caballero, hard grounder to short, gloved by Lopez, throw to first. Long stretch from Lee, but he keeps the foot on for out number 1. So, better start to the inning for Moran than last time.
We'll see. Not even, well, yeah, I guess it is. 37 pitches through those 2 innings that he's faced against the Riptide, but still out there, still going.
Yeah, you usually want 45 pitches after 3, so he's right around that if he can have a quick inning. Jack Salmon has seen 4 pitches. They've all been strikes. He swung and missed at that one, and he's kind of the only one that hasn't joined the offensive party. But there he does. That gets past the glove of Ben Lee into right field. That's going to be a single. That's going to be 2. Jack Salmon finally breaks through with a hit, a big double off of his bat to get the Riptide going.
Yeah, and I talked about it as well, a guy that doesn't necessarily hit a whole lot. He has 6 hits, and half of them now are doubles as well. So 6 hits, 3 of which doubles. He's, been a guy at the plate where you want to see him getting it going, but he did there.
Yeah, boy, did he need that hit, and he hit it hard right to first base. Ben Lee under his glove, rolled all the way to the wall. A good hit from Jack Salmon, and he runs well, so just a left turn from bringing in another run. Tugayam, a good stop there, 1-0 to Navarro. He's, as is usually the case, been on base twice. Led off the game with a single, and then walked in the second and scored.
I might have misspoke earlier. That was pitch number 71.
So we went from 37 to 71 pitches in the span of a batter and a half.
I saw the strikes, and I just went with strikes, and I forgot to add balls, but we're at 72 now.
Okay, so he is not on pace of what you want after 3 innings. It's now 2-0 to Navarro. USC education for you, folks.
And that's why I realized you said it. He was close to 45, and I said, I misspoke there, and I looked, and yep.
So now 3-0 to Bradley Navarro. He's taken all the way, 3-1 now.
Second time that Navarro's gotten to the 3-0 count.
He got 3-0 and then 3-1 before his walk in the second. Came around to score in that big inning. He'll pop this one up. Going over is Boxa, as is Tagayam, and it's going to fall into the seats. Good play in the stands. One hop catch by a little leaguer with a brace on as well. So pretty good play.
That was really impressive. That was over the barrier. Made the grab on the one bounce.
Riker Billingsley, you have some competition. So now full count to Navarro. Another big hole over in the 5-5 hole, with Salmon being held on. And ball forward to Bradley Navarro. Such a good eye out of him. The 6th walk for Moran in just over 2 innings. That's why he's at about 80 pitches. 6 walks. But still nothing for the Philippines. So they're going to let Moran run as long as he can. So 3rd straight time on for Bradley Navarro. Another guy who's been on twice, Jake Lambden. He singled home 2 last time. That one outside to Lambden. And we talked about how good he's been since becoming a late addition to this Riptide team. Been on base twice, scored a run, driven in 2. That one misses off the plate. And Neria is around the mound in the bullpen, but there's still not a catcher there. He doesn't have a glove. So they're going to let Moran go. (2-0) to Lambden. Check swing, no. So now 3-0. And Moran in danger of 7 walks. You don't see that every day.
3 innings, that's not ideal. Or under 3, I guess. Only 2 1/3.
That one in there to Jake Lambden, taking all the way. So now it'll be 3-1. And Lambden pops this one up into left field. Going back is the center fielder. Billingsley is going to call it off. Here comes Salmon into third. He'll get there without a play. So a productive at bat from Jake Lambden. Now 2 outs here in the third.
Yeah, Lambden hit that ball pretty well out toward left center, the farthest that you're going to see probably in great part tonight, as the ball just absolutely dies out here, especially the 7 o'clock games.
Last time Moran started against the Riptide, in 3 innings he only had 3 walks, so he's eclipsing that here, but now has 2 outs for Carter Dans, who looks at ball 1. Dans had a big at-bat in the second. He drove in 2 on a double.
Now it's pitch number 82, and finally warming up out there is Neria.
This one outside to Cadena, excuse me, not Carter Dans. Cadena also had a big at-bat. He singled in a run and scored in that big inning. This one gets in there, so now 2 balls and a strike. So I'm assuming this will be Moran's last inning, and we'll see Neria in the 4th. The Riptide would love to tag on another run. Jack Salmon just 90 feet away. Fouls that one straight back. It's now 2-2. And with this count, if the count moves full, Navarro will be on the run. So a ball in the gap could bring home 2, although maybe avoid hitting it towards Billingsley. And Cadena, slow roller, 1 hopper to first. Lee picks it up, steps on the bag. Riptide threaten again, but do not score. We head to the 4th. Riptide up 6-2. Welcome back. Trey Telford still out there as we start the fourth. It'll be Dylan Tagayam, JJ Fagfum-Sint, and Malachi Lopez for the Philippines. Desperately in need of something. They trail by 4 here in the fourth. Telford's first pitch, a high chopper to Luke Johnson. He's been busy today across the diamond. Tagayam not even running. They're saying it's a foul ball. So Tagayam catches a break. So it'll be 0-1. And you don't see that every day, a foul ball bouncing that high.
No, I guess it was off of maybe his foot. That's my best guess because Johnson was well in fair territory, that's for sure.
Yeah, so I guess Philippines catch a break. It'll be 0-1. Now 1-1. What's Telford's pitch counts? 37, 75?
He has 31 strikes, 47 total pitches.
Okay, so he's at a good pace so far. 1-1 pitch. Now a real ground ball to Luke Johnson. He's up with it. Throws to first in time. Out number 1. He's made 3 straight plays, has Luke Johnson.
Yeah, and those are the only... Oh, he had a line out in the first at bat against Billingsley as well, so 4 putouts from him so far today.
His last inning, he went 6-3, 5-3, single, 5-3. Now we start this inning with a 5-3. So
certainly gets him back to playing third base in a pretty quick fashion. We've seen him at second quite a bit, especially with Sauce playing at third with Lambden at short as well.
He's been a good second baseman. He's made some good plays, but back to one of his more comfortable positions at third. Now, JJ Fagfum-Sint grounded into a big double play in the first, got Telford out of a big jam, and he's cruised ever since. This one lined up the middle. That's going to be a base hit in front of Jack Salmon, so a hit for Fagfum-Sint will bring up Malachi Lopez.
That was a liner straight past Telford as well, which certainly buzzes the tower, wakes you up a little bit.
Yeah, always scary when the ball comes back at you. Never a good time. Telford wants a new ball. So it'll be Malachi Lopez who walked and then was thrown out by Zach Crandall, trying to advance on a ball in the dirt that didn't really get far away at all, and Crandall threw him out by a good couple of steps.
It was a great throw also. Put it on the money down there at second.
Yeah, Sam and I a couple weeks ago had a really long, in-depth conversation with Zach Crandall about his defense and what he takes pride in. It's something that's a huge part of his game, and we see it there. So it's now 0-1 to Lopez. He was rated as one of the best blocking catchers in all of college baseball this past year. That one just off the outside corner, maybe a little low. 1-1 to Lopez.
Catcher room's really deep here with the Riptide. Crandall and then Zakar, he's one of those guys who frames extremely, extremely well. Cadena, who we haven't seen behind the plate yet. McDonald.
That one inside to Lopez, so a bit of trouble for Telford, who's been clean the last couple of innings. McDonald we haven't seen much of. Cadena we saw on Sunday. He didn't flash behind the plate, didn't throw anyone out, but had some good blocks and made some good plays. As this one is flared towards right field. Hunsaker giving chase. He's not going to get there now. It takes a bad hop away from him, and the runners are going to advance. So a double for Malachi Lopez. It floated to right field. Hunsaker couldn't get there. It took a bad hop past him. So runners move up to second and third with just one out here.
Man, that ball just slammed on the brakes as soon as it hit the ground. With a lot of backspin on it. It was hit kind of off the end of the bat, especially for a righty to whack it out toward right field. And Lopez was moving quickly. He almost caught up to Fagfum-Sint, who was rounding around and going to third.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're Fagfum-Sint, you have to hold there. because Hunsaker was very close to that. He could catch it. If you're running, it's a double play. So good base running there, but definitely had to hold up. But no one really doing much in the Riptide bullpen. Haas Fregoso has a glove. Jack O'Malley's tossing a ball against the fence, but looks like they're going to trust Telford here. Corners come in. And it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter for Hudson Story, so he only gets one at bat. It's Tyler Haruda, who is hitting .250 this summer with 11 strikeouts. As he fouls this one back towards us. So Hudson Story, you strike out, your day is done. Tyler Haruda, the pinch hitter, looking to bring some life back into this Philippines offense.
Story's kind of, the Riptide at least have had Story's number. He's including a strikeout earlier, 1 for 12 against the OC group.
Haruda, weak foul ball back. So now 1 ball and 2 strikes. And from my research, it appears that Tyler Haruda has not played college baseball at a school since 2022. But he's on his way to Simpson College, an NAIA school. So looking to have a good summer here. This one up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. 1 run scores. They're waving Lopez around from second, but a good throw in from Jack Salmon holds Lopez at third. So just 1 run on the single, but 3 straight hits for the Philippines. Kind of deja vu from the first inning for Trey Telford.
It looked like there was a good possibility that Lopez possibly could have come around. He's a pretty fast guy. Doesn't have any steals this year, but a fast guy who got held up, and Danz was looking to cut that one off, kind of popped out of his glove, so probably would have made it home.
So now Coach Evans comes out. Haas Fregoso has jumped onto the mound now, so Telford should stay in, but his leash is short with Fregoso getting warmed up. It's pretty similar deja vu from the first. The first out of the inning was an out to Luke Johnson, and then it was a double, a single, a single that brought home 2. This inning, an out to Luke Johnson, a single, a double, and a single that scores a run. So now you're Telford hoping to get a double play to get out of it, which like he did in the first. Boxa, a strikeout victim, one of his only 2. And we're going to have another pinch hitter, so Boxa is done. It's going to be Hunter Boylan. He's more notably a pitcher for the Philippines, but also swings it a little bit. So the 2 guys that struck out, they're out of the game. As Boylan taps this one foul. So I guess the Philippines coach, if you strike out, you're not playing anymore.
I have a good feeling that Boylan's going to take the mound after this at-bat when the Philippines come out to the field, something that he did in their last meeting last time, and with the pitch count way up there from Moran, he might as well.
That one in there, strike 2. The last time that Boylan's really hit in competitive college baseball was in 2023 for Chico State. He's been more of a pitcher for them as of late. Only had 1 inning for them, though, so not a lot of time in the batter's box these last few years, but a big spot. Got him! Strike 3. Trey Telford sits down Hunter Boylan, his 3rd of the game, and that's a big one. Now 2 outs here in the 4th.
That is a very big strikeout. Now Telford can work out of the stretch like he normally does and just focus on the batter at the plate. It's not a pinch hitter here, so we try to get the 9 batter out. Don't let the lineup turn over.
It's going to be Wyatt Lamarsna. This one right in there. Strike 1. Lamarsna grounded to Lambden his last time up. So a run in here in the 4th. Lopez at 3rd. Haruda at 1st. Riptide still up 6-3. this should be Trey Telfer's last inning with Haas Fregoso hot in the bullpen. This one drops inside to Lamarsna quickly. 0-2. We talk about Boylan perhaps coming in. There is a pitcher warming up in the Philippines bullpen.
Still near you.
So it's still near you. He's been in and out for a couple of innings. Runner goes, but it won't matter. Lamarsna swings and misses. So another strikeout for Trey Telfer. He works out of the mini jam, but the Philippines score a run at 6-3. And before we head to the fourth, a word from our friends at Experian. Experian is your BFF, your big financial friend, big enough to have the resources and knowledge that have an impact, personal enough to help you do what's best for only you. No matter where you are in your financial journey, your big financial friend is a trustworthy companion by your side. Wherever you are in your financial journey, your big financial friend is ready to help you navigate the smartest way to reach all your personal financial goals with solutions you can trust. This is Experian, your big financial friend for life. For more information, visit Experian.com. Carter Dans leads off for the Riptide. We have some defensive changes for the Philippines, as Moran still out there for the Philippines. They're letting him ride, swinging a miss to Carter Dans. So Javen Boxa, despite getting pinch hit for, he moves to second. Vasquez moves to third. Shortstop, we're still trying to determine. Left field is now Tyler Haruda. So Hudson Story officially out of the game. Boxa still in, although I'm not sure how. Unless Hunter Boylan switched numbers and now plays second base, but
And turned into a righty thrower, which I don't have. And it's kind of confusing because I have Vasquez, who previously was playing second base, but now he's at third, and Boxa was playing third, but is now at second. So I think that it was just a little bit of musical chairs.
yeah, I have no idea what's. We'll try and figure out this defense for you. Carter Dan's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. This one outside. So Moran in danger of his 7th walk here. Carter Dan's been on base twice, 2 RBI double and a walk. So Haruda is for sure in left field, coming in for Hudson Story. Dan stays alive. Boxa has magically stayed in the game and moved to second. Vasquez has moved to third. I think Lopez is still at short. So Philippines making up their own rules of how pinch hitters work. That one called strike 3 to Carter Dans. He thought it was ball 4. So he'll have a chat with David Spigner. It's just the second strikeout for Moran. Dans goes down. Now it'll be Luke Johnson, who singled and stole a base his last time up.
And that's pitch number 93 from Moran, so we're on triple-digit watch here.
With summer ball, I just don't understand. There's no need to throw that many pitches. Luke Johnson fouls it back, strike one. But Neria now throwing to a catcher actively, so I'm sure if someone gets on, Moran's out of the game. Quickly, 0-2 to Luke Johnson. The Riptide have had some sort of base runner on in every inning so far. They put up 6 in the second, zeros around that. This one in the dirt, ball 1. So, yes, Lopez still at short. So Boxa and Vasquez have just switched places. But I don't...
How is Boxa still in the game?
Yeah, I don't understand how Boxa is still in the game. As Luke Johnson stays alive with a foul ball. Because we thought that Boylan might come into pitch, but that's clearly not the case. He pinch hit for Boxa. Boxa's not the DH. Fagfumsint is the DH. So, unless they did a uniform change for number 6, I believe Boxa's still out there. The Riptide haven't said anything, as Johnson crushes this one to left, but it's foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Riptide coaching staff haven't really said anything. So, that's the defense, though. Haruda in left, Boxa and Vasquez switch places. We're trying to get to the bottom of why Boxa's still in the game. So Boylan, I guess, is out now. He was available to pitch, but I don't know if he can come back in. And Luke Johnson swings and misses. He goes down on strikes. So back-to-back strikeouts for Francisco Moran.
And he's starting to look better after a whole lot of stress in the first and second innings. Now the third, he gets a little bit better with 2 strikeouts to start.
So Moran, after a stressful, pretty much all 3 innings he's pitched, he's been more relaxed here. Now he'll face Zach Crandall, who one of the few Riptide to not get on, but he did drive in a run with a sacrifice fly. But besides that, every Riptide hitter has gotten on base outside of Zach Crandall. Now 1 ball and 1 strike. So Box is still in the game. We'll try and get to the bottom of it shortly. Crandall pops one up, shallow right field. Boxa calls off the right fielder. He's a couple steps in, makes the catch. So for the first time all day, Riptide go down 1-2-3. They still lead 6-3. New pitcher on the mound for the Riptide. It will be Haas Fragoso. Trey Telford, 4 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned a walk, and 4 strikeouts. And Haas Fragoso has been quite good this summer, Andrew.
Yeah, he has. Last outing he came in on, very, very short notice when Hickey came out of the game. Because of an injury, Haas had as much time as he wanted to warm up. Ended up going 4 innings, only gave up a hit, no runs, no walks, and had 5 strikeouts. He's a guy whose ERA is 1.08 according to my calculations right now, with a .84 whip. So very, very good out on the mound.
He also 7 strikeouts, just a walk. So he's been very efficient in that regard. He has a save. He has 2 wins. He's kind of done it all for the Riptide. His first test will be Riker Billingsley, the top of this Philippines order. He swings and misses at strike 1. We're still trying to figure out what happened in the last inning, so sorry for some confusion there as Boxa somehow stayed in the game, but we'll focus on the task at hand. Billingsley quickly 0-2. So Riker Billingsley 0 for 2 with a couple of outs to Luke Johnson. Got him! 3 straight strikeouts for the Riptide, the first of Haas Fragoso's day, the 5th overall, the first looking as well. So Haas Fragoso off to a hot start.
And Telford, he pitched pretty well. 4 innings pitched, 7 hits, 3 runs, all of which earned with 1 walk and 4 strikeouts. But it's been the middle relief for the Riptide that have been very good, and it's guys like Hans Fragoso who have been kind of right in that.
Ben Lee takes a wild swing and a miss. We saw on Sunday Trey Seeley went 4 2/3, 10 strikeouts. Kind of got roughed up at the end there before getting taken out. Then Dane Grant just absolutely shut the door. 3 really good innings from him, and that's been the story so far. Ben Lee 0-2. This one in the dirt, so no immaculate inning watch for Fragoso as he throws a ball. Neria is still warming up, and Moran has 102 pitches, so I don't think we'll see him again. Strike 3 called right down the middle. Haas Fragoso, welcome to the party. Back-to-back strikeouts, the 4th in a row for the Riptide.
Fragoso, a guy who's, when he catches fire, he pitches really well, and so far he's doing pretty well.
Yeah, back-to-back strikeouts on 7 pitches. He's been quite efficient. There is someone on the mound in the bullpen for the Riptide, but not doing much. This one's fouled away. It could be Jack O'Malley, but it's the new guy, Jake Covey. We haven't seen him yet this summer, so potentially just 1 for Fragoso. We'll see. He's ahead to Vasquez. This one at the letters called strike 2, so Fragoso just pounding the strike zone, daring the Philippines to hit it. They're not so far. Oh, and 2 upstairs to the backstop. So he had to get one out of the way.
I was watching something on Tarek Skubal, and he said that when your stuff's feeling good, there's no reason not to keep it in the zone because it's not easy to hit, especially when you're throwing good.
Skubal's a pretty good pitcher.
I'd say so. This
one upstairs, so 2 straight to the backstop for Fragoso. It's going to come right back to him. Yeah, Tarek Skubal, just a Cy Young Award winner and all-star. He's okay for the Tigers. So Fragoso was 0-2, now 2-2. And swing and a miss, strike 3. Haas Fragoso out of the pen, strikes out the side. 1, 2, 3. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Riptide leading 6-3. Andrew Giesler is going to take you the rest of the way as the Riptide look to hang on to this lead.
Welcome back, pals. It is bottom of 5, 6-3. The Riptide are leading over the Philippines. And after 102 pitches, Franco Moran's day is finally done after 4 innings. So it will be Daniel Neria coming out onto the mound, the right-hander facing off against a lefty-righty-lefty bottom part of the order for the Riptide. Riley Hunsaker, Rocco Caballero, and Jack Salmon due up. Come out of the stretch, Neria. First pitch. Hammered out towards second. Moving over is Boxa. He'll throw on to first and barely get Hunsaker out at first. So 1 out now in the bottom of 5. And Neria was able to get the first out on 1 pitch.
Yeah, Neria this summer, 7 1/3. Listen to this, Andrew. 4 strikeouts, 16 walks, and a 19.63 ERA. So we saw Moran walk 6, and now Neria has 16 in 7 innings.
So it'll be Rocco Caballero stepping in. He's 0 for 1 today with a walk in the second inning. Came around to score. That was the second run for the Riptide. Ball chopped out to short. Lopez fires all the way across the diamond one-hopper, and it's a great pick at first from Lee. Gets out number 2. So rather efficient is the Philippines baseball group. Or at least Neria is. Moran, 102 pitches in 4 innings, is not obviously what he would like. Still 2 outs, nobody on. Jack Salmon is stepping in now. Lefty box against the righty in Neria. First pitch to him is outside, so not a 3-pitch inning, but close to it, as it'll be a 1-0 count toward the lefty Salmon.
I've been proven wrong this summer, but usually you're told not to swing if the first 2 guys go down on 2 pitches.
1 out. Big swing and a miss from Salmon. It's now a 1-1 count, who had a double earlier today. A guy that has kind of not been hitting necessarily great so far. Only 6 hits now this summer, but 3 of which have been doubles. A fast guy who likes to put it down the first baseline. 1-1. Well inside at Salmon's feet. Watched it go by with the new cleats.
Yeah, maybe it was the cleats.
As will be the 2-1 momentarily from Neria. And we got a special guest in here that arrived a little bit early. That's all right, though. We like that. I'll be chilling around for a little bit. I'll be Ireland up in the booth with myself and Huon. Advantage pitch is skied up and to the left over the top of the Riptide bullpen. So a full count towards Salmon with 2 outs. Riptide still leading by 3. It's 6-3. They've been riding that 6-run second inning for quite a bit now. Full count, nobody on. Neria, payoff pitch. He's grounded over to first, moving over is Lee. Gets it at his hip and will tag first for out number 3 of the bottom of 5. We'll head to top of 6 where we'll introduce our guest in the 6-3 ball game. And we are now in top of 6-3 ball game. Riptide are leading over the Philippines baseball group. Haas Fregoso coming back out on the mound against the 4-5-6 batter. Dylan Tagiam, JJ Fagfum Sint, and Malachi Lopez, 3 righties against the righty in Haas Fregoso. We welcome you into the broadcasting booth once again. We don't have our Santa hats on right now, but it's Huon Fitzpatrick, Andrew Giesler, and Zach Island here. Thank you for joining us. We'll have food here in a second. Oh, the door opens. There we go. So we'll see the first pitch first from Fregoso of this top of 6, which is elevated out toward the first base side. Dan's running over, and will watch it land just next to the bullpen.
This looks really good.
I know. It typically is very good. I think, is this the pulled pork today? Or what is this? Brisket again. So we got brisket and the mac and cheese, which is a family favorite. Oh, you're already going for it.
No, this is pretty phenomenal.
You're already going for
this
it.
Is
Okay.
really good.
0-1 from Fregoso. His high just missed. It'll be a 1-1 count. Normally we wait a few seconds before we go.
No,
but
I had to dig right into it. I haven't eaten dinner, so
okay.
I saw this, I was like, I gotta eat right now.
Pretty good.
No,
You liked
it's
it?
really good. The mac and cheese is really good. The brisket's really good.
Yeah. 1-1. Fouled back off the glove of Crandall. And have you had any yet? You put the barbecue sauce on top.
Yeah, I think that's a good move. I think mac and cheese could go with barbecue sauces. Now we're getting a little bite of cookie here as well. I don't know if you've had the cookies yet, Zach.
I have not had the cookie. I'll have to give it a try.
I don't know what's on top of it if you want to wait 1 second before we find out. As the 1-2, is it? Mel, what's on top of the cookie? What do we got? Peanut butter?
Sweet.
You're not allergic to peanuts, are you?
No.
Okay. Well, I am, so I'm not going to be trying that cookie. That's all right. Nuance, nobody on. 6-3 in the top of 6. Riptide's leading in this 1-2 count toward Dylan Tagiam. Hit out towards second, and it's gotten by Caballero. Easily flips on to first. Carter Dance for out number 1.
It's a pretty good cookie.
Yeah, we like it?
That is a pretty good cookie.
Yeah?
It's a good peanut butter cookie.
So are you a guy, will you eat during games? Because we heard, I forgot who I had the other day, said he has a bunch of PB&Js ready to go. I think it was Hawes said he has PB&Js ready to go at the ready.
I will say, like, I'm more of a eat before, because during the game, especially if I'm throwing, I get, like, antsy, get nervous. So, like, the food that I just don't end up being hungry. I also get, like, super nervous. I can't eat. Not nervous, but, like adrenaline, and I have, like, all the butterflies and all the feelings. But it's hard for me to eat during a game. But right after the game, it's, like, I get so hungry. So the first thing I'll do is, like, go get something to eat.
First one to a pinch hitter in Noah Peterson is outside, so a 1-0 count. And we've had a whole bunch of pinch hitters and a lot of chaos as Fregoso sends one past Peterson for strike number 1, 1-1 count, where there was a pinch hitter for them, but he ended up, the guy who was pinch hit for stayed in the game. And the pinch hit guy came out, which we're a little confused for.
Yeah, I didn't know that you could do that in summer ball. I know that during, like, the college season, you're not supposed to. So if you get pinch hit for, your day's done. So, like, once you get pulled out, you can't re-enter. It's probably different in summer ball. Everyone's just trying to get their reps in, and they're using different guys for different scenarios. Like, that's a high school rule.
Oh, okay.
Like, in high school, I know you can get taken out and then get put back in the game so you can re-enter. But in college, it's once you get taken out, then you're done.
Well, that's good to know as Fregoso gets his 4th strikeout of the day, the 8th for the Riptide group. So 2 outs now in this top of 6 with the Riptide leading by 3. It's 6-3 right now. And Fregoso has retired all 5 batters that he's seen. A guy who has pitched really well. He liked the brisket when he was here last time.
Brisket's really good.
I know. First pitch just misses outside. So you say you like to eat before. Will you be a guy like a big meal, small meal? What do you normally go with?
What I did like was before I threw here on Saturday, or no, Tuesday, I think, I had an acai bowl. That was probably the best thing I've had before because it's light and you get, like, it's good protein and it's good other stuff too. It's good vitamins. I mean, it's just a good, like, power, like, pre-game snack that, I mean, I think I'm going to add it to my, like, pre-game ritual. Yeah. No, it was really good.
So we had Crandall in here. I think I told you about that. He said how much, you weren't here, it was Aiden. He said how much he likes to eat a big meal before he goes out and play. We had him in the 6th inning, and then he ended up pinch hitting in the 9th as the 2-1s blown by him, 2-2. He drew a walk, so it ended up working out in everybody's favor. But do you think you could go and eat this? It's not that big, but and then go out on the mound and pitch?
This, like, with this, like, size of food, probably. I don't understand, like, the big meal because I feel like, you know, weighted down and then you go into, like, sort of a food coma if you have too much. Like, it's just finding, like, the right balance for everybody. I mean, if you can eat a ton and then go in the game and perform and, like, feel fast and do all that and, like, continue doing it, I couldn't.
Payoff pitches hit off the end of the bat out toward the on-deck circle where Tyler Haruda is waiting. And thank you for telling us as you continue with that mac and cheese, which I agree is so good, about that rule, because both me and Huon were very confused about what was going on in the infield. And as Fregoso looks down toward Crandall, in this 3-2 count, 2 outs, nobody on. Here it is. Golfed out towards second base. Caballero running back and will catch for out number 3. It stays 6-3 as we head to bottom of 6 here on Riptide TV. And we welcome you back. Bottom of 6, Riptide leading by 3 at 6-3. And it's the top of the order in Bradley Navarro, Jake Lambin, and Isaac Cadena looking to get things going. A switch hitter, a righty and a lefty. Again, welcome back to the broadcasting booth. Huon Fitzpatrick, Andrew Giesler, Zach Ireland. And I always love to, as we come up to the home half, always ask, especially our pitchers, when's the last time you hit in a game?
Last time I hit in a game, like a real meaningful game was the CIF championship my senior year. My last at bat, I got a bunt down that ended up scoring the walk-off run. So
there you go.
Very contributive.
Were you a PO at that point or no?
I was a PO my freshman year, my sophomore year, and my junior year, and they let me hit my senior year.
Huh. There you go. As Navarro, first pitch slams one out toward right field, caught by La Marzna for out number 1. It'll be Jake Lambin stepping in, who has been a pretty defensive beast so far.
Yeah,
he's made a bunch of crazy plays. Do you see the play that was made in center field earlier today by Billingsley?
That was absolutely nuts. That was unbelievable. We were talking about it in the bullpen because we were just like, I feel like every single time we play this team, although the record doesn't show that they're a strong team, every time they play us, it seems like they give it their best. Their best ends up on the field. So we were just like, wow, this team really turns it up whenever we play them, and it ends up being a really good game all the time. So
you're currently up in the series 2-1. The only loss was you've only been here for one of those games, correct?
One of those one not counting this one today.
No, okay. And how is it going getting into this team? You joined a little bit late. Everyone's nice, I assume?
Yeah, I mean, we're all bonding over the same thing, so it makes everything, getting to know everybody a lot easier. And, I mean, we're all here for a common goal, is to get better. So we're helping each other out. We're learning a lot. That's the one thing that I've tried to make a point is, ask questions, especially to players, because those are the guys that you're going to learn from the most. Because they're the ones actually doing it. Coaches, although it's good coaching helps you get better, but players actually go and do it. So whatever works for them and what works for the people that are actually out on the field, replicate, work on, try, and then see if it works for you. And if it does, then stick with it. If it doesn't, then you can find something else or make something your own.
2-1's fouled off by Lambden, so it'll be a 2-2 here from near you. Takes a deep breath. Here it comes. This is inside, makes it a full count. I've talked a lot. You got any questions for Island over here?
Did you know anyone coming into the summer, anyone on the team, any of the coaches?
I looked at the roster, and Casey Eupert, I played against throughout high school. He's always been a big competitor, me versus him. It was always a fun outing against him because our high schools were very competitive against each other. So playing Casey, it's always been fun, and he pushed me to be better, and I would like to think that I helped him be better because we were always facing each other. So I knew Casey. I knew of Show Garcia. I don't think he's still on the team. I knew Carter Dans because we played with each other in an all-star game. But I've known some of these guys just by watching or just kind of being around and being invited to a bunch of stuff. You get to know a lot of people.
As Cadena steps up and puts one into right field on the first pitch that he sees. So it'll be men on first and second after Lambden got a single as well. Riptide starting to get something going here. And as a pitcher, let's say we don't want this to happen necessarily, but you let out 2 hits like that in pretty quick succession. What are you thinking out there on the mound to try to calm yourself down?
There's this one grounding kind of exercise that I do is just kind of find something before you even start your outing on the mound is you find something on the field that will help center you and help keep you grounded. It kind of helps your focus. So for me, using last outing here as an example, I just looked at the moon because it was out in the back. If I really need to reset or refocus or just kind of get my breath together, I'd look at the moon and just recenter and refocus. That was something I learned from my sports psych. You just find something that resets you. And last time it was the moon. It could be the foul pole or it could be the scoreboard or something. But just find something that helps you get back into your groove almost.
1 misses low and inside. It'll be a 1-1 count now. And that's really interesting because I've heard quite a lot of athletes who say a bunch of different things about their psychology, what they're thinking. I know a lot of water polo guys do box breathing. So if they go up, they'll do
4 in, hold,
Yep.
4 out, hold. Yeah, that was something I did when I was like younger. When I was like 8U to like 12U, our coach was very big into the breathing. So we do that as a group the entire, like before every single game, he'd like make sure that we breathe. And you don't really know why you're doing it when you're that young. But when like looking back on it now, it's like, oh, maybe I should reincorporate that, or when something's going wrong, I have a tool in my pocket if I need it.
2-1 misses high and outside. It's now a 3-1 count with 1 out and men on first and second. Kadena on first after his single. Lambden on second. Only a left turn away from making this game 7-3, but it's 6-3 right now in the bottom of 6.
And I know Coach Evans went to UC Davis and pitched there. Is there any connections between you guys there at all?
Yeah, I think that helped me be on the Riptide. I haven't talked to him about how that whole process happened. My process for summer ball was a little chaotic. It was kind of last minute, but I'm super thankful that I'm with the Riptide. I think Coach Evans being a UC Davis alumni has definitely helped my chances of playing for the Riptide. I talked to him a little bit about it. He said that he enjoyed it. We were able to bond over kind of the same things, like different streets or where certain things were, what food places to get that were there when he was there. But he was on the first and only team to ever make the postseason for D1 baseball at UC Davis, and was actually inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. So it's actually really cool to, like, I didn't realize it when we went through the whole ceremony, but it was like kind of full circle. It's like, oh wait, I saw you earlier this year.
That's really cool. Is after the walk, it's now bases juiced with 1 out. Luke Johnson at the plate. Righty v righty matchup. Second pitch of the at-bat misses outside, so it'll be a 1-1. And as a pitcher here, obviously you're hoping double play ball get you out of this unscathed, right?
I mean, I'd like us to hit a double here and go bases clearing so that we're winning by a little bit more, because, you know, no lead is necessarily safe. I mean, I have confidence in our guys. They're going to look at that.
1-1 slammed out toward left field, just as you said it. Easily coming around Lambden, he will score. Easily coming around Kadena from second, he will score. And you just willed it into existence. You really did. You said, wow, look at that.
I manifested it.
It's now 8-3 ball game after Luke Johnson, who's been on a little bit of a heater lately, gets a 2 RBI double to bring across 2 more here in this bottom of the 6th.
What's funny about Omaha, because she's running across the field right now, is I feel like everywhere I play now there's a bat dog. So there's a bat dog at UC Davis named Corey the Rocket Dog, and it's kind of funny. Just like everywhere I go, there seems to be a bat dog now. So, I mean, it's pretty cool having a dog in the dugout. You know, just like it's another animal. It almost keeps you grounded. Like,
Crandall drills one, gets onto the glove of Lopez. Dance comes around to score. Also coming around to score is Johnson. So 2 more runs tagged on 10-3. Sorry to cut you off there. Riptide lead now by 7. And as you said, no lead is safe, but 7 runs definitely is a good margin. This Riptide team really just, the hits come in bunches, as you see. And as a pitcher, that's got to be helpful, knowing that the bats will come at some point.
Oh, absolutely. I think when, you know, it was the first few games I was here, the offense was kind of struggling. Everyone was a little bit frustrated. We kind of went through a rut. But these last few games have just been an offensive explosion. I feel like the guys have found a rhythm at the plate, and I feel like everyone's a little bit more relaxed. There's a lot of frustration, which I understand. Baseball's a failing sport, and it gets frustrating if you're not seeing the success that you want, especially in the results. But, I mean, these guys have stuck with the process, and they're starting to see the benefits from it, which is awesome because everyone's a little bit more excited to come to the ballpark. Everyone's a little bit, you know, wanting to be here a little bit more. So it's nice to have success.
Riley Hunsaker in the box now. I know it wasn't his best day on the mound on Sunday. You had to come in for him. Have you talked to him at all about that, or how do you as a pitcher kind of bounce back from an outing like that?
Well, I know he had a like on the way to the field, like it was just a lot of adversity for him. So then it's hard to focus and pitch when you're already battling adversity on your way to the field. I don't know if he's talked to you, but his car broke down on his way back. So it's like you have that, and then it's like I'm kind of scrambling. Then it's like, okay, I have to go and throw in the ninth. You're waiting the entire game to maybe get an opportunity, and you get put in the ninth inning, and you're battling adversity. Unfortunately, it wasn't his day on the mound, but I'm happy that I got to pick him up, and I did well enough to keep us in the game and to not let his damage be something crucial for the whole team. So I'm happy I got to stop the bleeding. I know he's trying to look past it. I have talked to him a little bit about it. He wants to flush it, so I'm gonna let him flush it. We didn't really talk about it today, but he's got it. He'll be better next time. I know it. He's a good ball player.
3-2 swing and a miss. So strikeout number 4 on the day for the Philippines pitchers. First one from Neria. Is walking around in the bullpen right now. It's Brandon Hoffman for the Philippines. Still not a whole lot of action for the Riptide as Fregoso, he is pitching pretty well. A guy who has actually pitched very well. He said he's still yet to get a mound meeting so far.
Interesting.
In fact.
I've never kept that stat in my brain of not having mound visits, but I mean, if coaches aren't coming out, then you're probably doing something right.
His first pitch to Caballero, catches bottom part of the zone, 0-1. This one's golfed over to third, moving over is Vasquez, but it's out of play. And another thing, we talked about that pinch hitting situation. Vasquez was originally playing second to start the day. He moved over to third. And then Boxo, who was playing third, moved over to second.
Interesting.
So just a little bit of musical chairs.
Yeah, just switching it up.
0-2. To third. This one will be fair. Played off the glove, off the chest of Vasquez. Still gets a throw over there. He got him. A tight play at first. Keith Gibbs calls him out for out number 3. It'll be 10-3. We head to the top of the 7th. But Zach, we thank you for being up here. That was definitely fun. I mean, I know you enjoyed your food. That is completely sure. Normally we say you can bring it down there, but it's already gone. So
yeah, I might have to get some more on the way down. But I appreciate you guys having me. It was a lot of fun. We'll do it again sometime.
Absolutely, we will. 10-3, head into top of 7. Welcome back. Top of 7. Riptide brought across 4 in their last half. It's 10-3. Haas Fregoso back out on the mound for the Riptide and blows one past Haruda for the first pitch strike, something that the Riptide have done it pretty well today. Telford was solid at it in his start, and Fregoso's kind of continued that. 0-1. Moving quickly, just misses on the outside corner, 1-1 count. 10-3 in the top of the 7th. We thank Zach Island for being in here. Always fun to have the guys and kind of just talk it up with them. 1-1. Another big swing and a miss from Haruta, trying to find 7 runs in one swing there. It'll be a 1-2 count. Fregoso already 4 strikeouts on his day. Sets high at the chest. 1-2. Curveball, which is fouled back off the screen. So we'll see a 1-2 count one more time. No outs, nobody on. Riptide were still behind in the hit category heading into that 6th inning. It was 7-6, and since then it's 7-9. They're winning. 1-2, strike 3, swing and a miss. And it will be the 5th strikeout of the day for Fregoso, and the 9th for the team as a Riptide.
Stay hot, Haas Fregoso, just coming in out of the bullpen, and no one can touch him. He's been awesome this summer and continuing that here.
And sat down all 7 he's faced so far. Riptide haven't allowed a hit in 9 batters. So it'll be another pinch hitter for the Philippines. Just continues the trend of everyone kind of coming out and playing. Just trying to find what's different or what can beat out this Riptide roster. 1 out, nobody on. Here's the first pitch from Fregoso. Behind the zone, it missed. Instead, it looks like it's still Boxa, as it's a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. So he's pinch hit for in the 4th, and yet he's still back out.
Yeah, this game is not making a lot of sense to me.
Nope.
But, I mean, Zach kind of said that you can keep guys in, but I've never really seen a guy get pinch hit for an at-bat and then go out to hit again.
I'm a little confused, but that's how it works. 2-1, Hine inside, moves Boxa back out of his righty box. So it'll be a 3-1 count now. Fregoso been pretty efficient, 37 pitches up to this point. This is 2 1/3 and gets strike number 2. It'll be a 3-2 count, full count with 1 out and nobody on. 10-3 in the top of 7. Riptide in a good spot here.
Is that 37 pitches or 37 strikes?
37 pitches. This time I got it right. Those of you who were wondering, I messed up earlier. Never going to hear the end of it. 3-2. Hine inside. It'll be the first runner aboard in 9 batters for the Philippines. The first walk of the day for Fregoso.
Yeah, just his 2nd walk of the summer. He's been so efficient. He's been arguably the MVP out of that bullpen for the Riptide.
So now it'll be Wyatt Lamarsna coming up to the plate with the runner on in Javen Boxa. First pitch, bunt. Sails foul. So it'll be an 0-1 count toward Wyatt Lamarsna, who today he has not been pinch hit for. He stayed in the entire time. It is 0 for 2 though still. Only faced off against Telford, grounded out to short in his first at-bat and struck out. He was the last strikeout for Telford, the 4th of the day. 0-1. Big swing and a miss on the high heat. It's an 0-2 count now.
Yeah, we saw Lamarsna bunt for a single in the last game between these 2 teams, but probably not going to do that with 2 strikes.
1 out, man on first, 10-3, top of 7. Fregoso sets high at the chest. Looks down and on toward Lamarsna. 0-2. Fouled back off Crandall and toward the screen, so we'll see it again.
And Fregoso can kind of go to work now. He came in with a 3-run lead. Now it's a 7-run lead, so he's been really good, but now can just relax even more.
Covey still in the bullpen for the Riptide. No, Fregoso looking good. 0-2, curveball just misses down low. So the first ball that Wyatt Lamarsna will have, it'll be a 1-2. Fregoso 1-2. High check swing, fouled off the glove of Crandall. So we'll do that one more time.
I like this at-bat from Lamarsna. You get a guy on with the walk, and then you just continue to foul off pitches, have a good at-bat, and not a lot of time left for the Philippines, so they want to try and get some semblance of a rally going.
1-2. Hammered out towards center field, moving over is Salmon, and he makes the catch. He was shifted out toward left center, has to move all the way out, or right center, have to move out toward left center, and gets the second out of this top of the 7th inning. So a runner still on first, and lineup flips over to Riker Billingsley.
That's a good out for Goso there now. Just one out to play with the top of the order coming up.
Billingsley 0 for 3 so far today with one of the best catches we've ever seen here at Great Park. First one to him is high and outside. So a 1-0 count toward Billingsley, playing out in center field today. Hasn't had a whole lot of action. Caught a sac fly from Zach Crandall, who's standing behind the plate. And then also had a fly ball in that first inning from Cadino where he made a diving catch. 1-0. Big swing and a miss. It'll be a 1-1 count.
I'm still thinking about that catch. You were at a loss for words, and just one of the better catches I've ever seen, especially in person.
And if you didn't see it, just tune in at 8 a.m. tomorrow on Sports Center. I'm sure it'll be up there. 2 outs, man on first, 1-1. Check swing, he didn't go, but it doesn't matter. It's on the outside part of the plate for a 1-2 count.
What's the craziest catch you think you've seen in MLB, any kind of baseball game?
That one's way up there, that's for sure. I think of that one right now. 1-2. Rings him up, strike 3. The 6th strikeout for Goso does give up a walk, but leaves him stranded on first. So the Philippines still hitless since the 4th inning. We'll take a little bit of time to stretch, head to the bottom of the 7th, and the Riptide leading 10-3 will look to add some insurance. Welcome back. Bottom of 7, Riptide lead 10-3 over the Philippines baseball group. Gone to Cityside Fiber. It's your turn to get connected with Cityside Fiber, OC Riptide's favorite gig speed fiber internet provider. Whether you're streaming, gaming, or working from home, Cityside Fiber knocks it out of the park. Step up to the plate and get connected today at citysidefiber.com. It will be Jack Salmon stepping up first in the bottom of 7 before the lineup turns over to Bradley Navarro and Jake Lambden. A lefty, a switch hitter, and then a righty working against the righty in Hoffman. New pitcher out there for the Philippines. Hoffman takes over for Neria, who went 2 innings, ended up walking 1, and gave up 3 hits. 4 runs across. Had an error behind him, so have to calculate how many of those are earned. As 1-0 misses outside, it'll be a 2-0 count now. Looks like all actually were earned, as I'm looking at that right now. Or only 2 instead. 2-0. Also misses outside. Salmon in good eyes so far. As a double so far today. That was back in the 3rd inning. Was stranded out at 3rd, though. after getting moved over by Lambden. 2-1. Big swing and miss from Salmon. Strike number 2.
Yeah, Hoffman this summer has only pitched .2 innings, has a 13.5 ERA.
Here's the 2-2. Well outside, makes it a full count. And the Riptide have only had 2 innings so far where they've actually had a base runner on to start. That was in the first and the second. They didn't bring anyone across in the first, but in the second they have 6 of their 10 runs. 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The 5th strikeout of the day for the Philippines pitchers, and that brings up Bradley Navarro on the top of the lineup for the Riptide with 1 out. So Navarro comes up for the Riptide. So far today is 1 for 2 with 2 walks and has come around to score as well. 1 out, nobody on. Navarro still in the lefty box, though a switch hitter has only been seen lefty today. First one to him, bounces in front of Tagium, and he tries to jump up and knock it down. Instead takes it off of the part with a little padding, so it will be a 1-0 count now. Good start from Hoffman, who has sat down the only batter he's seen via a strikeout. Comes out of the windup, 1-0. Which misses high and outside with the fastball, 2-0 count now.
Yeah, and this is big for Hoffman. The Riptide have been kind of streaky, a big inning and then not a lot, big inning. So if he can shut them down, you still think you have a chance.
2-0 pitch hit off the end of the bat into shallow left field. Lopez, the shortstop, runs over and grabs it, but it's a single either way for Bradley Navarro and a base runner on for the Riptide with 1 out. Navarro been on base in 4 out of his 5 plate appearances so far today. As Jake Lambden wanders over to the plate, he's been on base in 3 of the 4 plate appearances he's had today. 2 singles and a walk, a stolen base as well, has come around to score twice. 2 RBIs as well to his name. That was due to the single in the second. That started the RBI fest of 2 RBIs from Lambden, an RBI from Cadena, and then 2 RBIs from Dance. First one to Lambden misses. It's a 1-0 count with 1 out, and Bradley Navarro on first. Hoffman coming out of the stretch now, 1-0. Misses in the lefty box, 2-0 count now after the off-speed missed. Lambden has gotten on base in every single game that he's played so far. That includes today. That's 6 games. 2-0 is low, which misses. 3-0 count now, and I assume the stop sign's up for Lambden. Hoffman, after striking out the initial batter, has let up a single and now 3 straight balls. Here's the 3-0, which fastball catches outside, 3-1.
Yeah, I've really liked Lambden since he's come on to the Riptide. He's been exciting in the box, on the bases, and with his glove, he's a fun player to watch.
3-1 is low and outside. He'll toss the bat away and head to first for the walk. The 8th walk of the day for the Philippines. That's not ideal.
Yeah, not a recipe for success if you walk 8 guys. And the Riptide, they've struggled with taking advantage of free bases and just base runners in general. But today, that's not the case. Those 6 walks, they took advantage. They scored 6 runs in the second. They scored 4 runs last inning. So they're really jumping on the free passes, and that's a good sign for this offense going forward.
So it'll be a mound visit for Hoffman after getting the strikeout on Salmon. So struggled against the top part of the lineup in Navarro and Lambden. 2 people who are not easy to pitch to, might I add. In the bullpen is currently Stefano Gonzalez, a right-hander, throwing around. Hasn't gotten to the mound just yet, but just throwing short with his catcher. As the mound visit finally disperses, everyone goes back to their spots.
Yeah, who knows? We saw Moran just continue to get thrown out there, so just because you're warming up doesn't mean you're pitching.
That's true. It was around, what did I say, pitch number 60 or 50 that Neria started throwing around, and Moran ended up going 102 pitches. As first pitch toward Cadena is in there for strike number 1 on the outside corner. He asks our home plate umpire, David Spigner, where it was. He said outside. So Hoffman throws the first pitch strike after giving up the walk. 0-1. Big swing and a miss from Kadena. So 0-2 count now. He's behind in that regard. Only one strikeout for him so far. That was in his first at-bat when he pinch hit against the Philippines.
Yeah, he's been good since then. It was kind of just thrown into the fire, and he's looked good in his starts.
0-2 fouls this one over the top of the Riptide bullpen. As Covey had his glove up, it was well over his head, though. He's warming up, maybe taking over for Fragoso, who's certainly been pitching very well. Only base runner he's had is due to a walk. Kanina in an 0-2 spot. Rings him up, strike 3 on the inside corner. Strikeout number 6 on the day for the Philippines pitchers. The second one from Hoffman. And it'll be Carter Dans now stepping up with 2 outs and 2 ducks on the pond. Runners on first and second.
And this is a good confidence booster for Hoffman. He hasn't pitched a lot this summer, just a couple of outs, and gave up some runs in those outs. So if he can get out of here with a clean inning, a couple of strikeouts, that'll feel good for the rest of his summer.
First pitch to Dans. Misses on the outside corner. Ball number 1, 1-0 count, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Lambden's at first after the walk, and on second is Navarro after his single. 1-0 to the lefty Dans. Swing and a miss, strike number 1. Dan so far today has walked twice and a 2 RBI double. That was back in that long second inning when the Riptide hit all the way around. Hoffman sets the belt, 1-1. Jumped out toward third, moving over is Vasquez. He'll throw over to first for out number 3 of the bottom of the 7th inning. Score stays 10-3. Riptide leave 2 base runners on, which has been an issue so far in this game. That's the 10th runner they've left on base. We'll head to the top of the 8th, where we'll have a new pitcher for the first time in quite a bit of time. The first time that he'll pitch as a Riptide player when we come back in the top of the 8th. Top of 8, it's 10-3. Riptide have a new pitcher out on the mound, but first, Experian is your BFF, big financial friend. Big enough to have the resources and knowledge to have an impact, personal enough to help with what's best for only you. No matter where you are in your financial journey, your big financial friend is a trustworthy companion by your side. Wherever you are in your financial journey, your big financial friend is ready to help you navigate the smartest way to reach all your personal financial goals with solutions you can trust. This is Experian, your big financial friend for life. For more information, go to Experian.com. And the Riptide have a new pitcher out. Huon, you've talked with them quite a bit. You want to introduce him?
Yeah, Jake Covey, the newest Riptide pitcher. He's quite a fun guy to talk to. He's got a good life story. He pitched last year at Concordia, Irvine. 89 innings, 99 strikeouts, 22 walks, a 3.94 ERA.
So guy who throws pretty well. Finds strike number 1 on the outside corner, so it'll be a 1-1 count. No outs, nobody on. 10-3 ball game in the top of 8. Ben Lee's up at the plate. And Covey certainly moves quickly as the 1-1 is foul tipped in the glove of Crandall. 1-2 count.
Yeah, I think he's excited. This is potentially his last ever college baseball experience. He has a year of eligibility left, but not sure what will happen with that.
1-2 out toward Lambden, catches on the second hop, makes a long run and throws to first. A little bit of extra on that one from Lambden, so 1 out now in the top of 8. Covey, I'd say if you were to get a stopwatch on that one, that at bat was very quick.
Yeah, he works very quick. He's got to work quick. He's a certified EMT, and he wants to become a nurse one day, so got to be quick on the feet.
There you go. 1 out, nobody on. First pitch to Nomar Vasquez in there on the inside corner for strike number 1. Similar to me, I'm a human bio major. I need to start talking with Covey. I haven't seen him yet.
Yeah, you guys might get along.
0-1 fastball right down the gut, fouled back. So quickly 0-2 is Covey. He's looking for his first strikeout of the day in the 11th for the Riptide.
Quite an athlete. In high school, he was the pitcher of the year and the MVP of the basketball team. So do it all, Jake Covey.
Says no to Crandall on the first one, nods at the second. 0-2. Misses low and inside. It'll be a 1-2 count now toward the righty Vasquez, who today has a single, 1 of 7 hits for the Philippines in this game. That was back in the first. He came around to score. Other than that, hasn't been able to get on. 1-2, wave and a miss from Vasquez. First strikeout of the day for Covey in the 11th one for the Riptide, which is a little bit of a special number, a team that averages 11 strikeouts per game, and well, you've hit number 11.
And you talked about the 7 hits for the Philippines. All of those were against Trey Telford, so it's been really good for the Riptide bullpen, Haas Fregoso and now Jake Covey.
I have to look back toward Tyler Haruda in the 4th inning for the last hit from the Philippines. It was Javen Boxa, the last person to get on base. That was the second batter in the 7th. 1-0. Wave and a miss from Tagium, so makes it a 1-1 count with 2 outs and nobody on. Tagium today has a 2 RBI single. Other than that, he's grounded out twice. 4th plate appearance of the day for him. 1-1. Misses inside. Tagium takes a step back, and we'll wait for his 2-1. Jack O'Malley warming up for the Riptide. An extensive warm-up process for him, so might not see him for a little bit. 2-1. Rolled out toward third. Johnson catches a heater out toward his hip, throws on toward first for out number 3. A very quick 1-2-3 inning from Jake Covey, and we'll see if the Riptide can tag on any more as we head to the bottom of the 8th. 10-3, Riptide are leading. bottom of 8. Our broadcast today is powered by Cityside Fiber, OC Riptide's favorite gig speed fiber internet provider. Luke Johnson coming out to the plate. It will be 5, 6, 7 for the Riptide. Johnson, Crandall, and then a Hunsaker. 2 righties and a lefty toward the new pitcher in righty, Stefano Gonzalez.
Gonzalez this summer, 6 1/3, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks, a 9.94 ERA. So looking to better that here.
First one from him, bottom part of the zone for strike number 1.
Say Luke Johnson, he's been good with the bat today, but I think he's played an incredible third base. We haven't seen him there in a while. He's made some great plays today.
We're talking about it quite a bit off the broadcast. Has looked very good out there. 0-1 elevated out towards shortstop. Lopez is under it, moves back into the left a few feet. 2 hands, make sure he catches that one up at his chest. Out number 1 for the Philippines.
And he's kind of been all over the place this summer, Johnson. He's comfortable at second and third. We've seen him in left field, which is not his position, but he said, whatever gets me in the lineup, I'm happy to play there, but he's back in his normal spot, and he seems ready to go.
That'll be Zach Crandall, the catcher out there. First one to him, bottom part of the zone, strike number 1. So an 0-1 count, 1 out, nobody on, 10-3 in the bottom of 8. Philippines need 7 runs in their final 3 outs when they come up. Tough task, but certainly doable. 0-1. Misses high. Crandall watches it go by. 1-1 count.
We saw on Sunday the Riptide gave up 6 in the 9th. Luckily, they were up by 10 at that point, so it didn't matter. But anything is possible in baseball.
1-1. Curveball that bounces off of home plate and hits Tagium in the shin pad as he was standing up, so it'll be a 2-1 count now. Crandall so far today, 3 RBIs, 3 unorthodox RBIs especially. Sack fly back in the 2nd, and then in the 6th had an error which brought across 2. 2-1. Hit out toward 3rd, moving over is Vasquez, but it's well foul out toward Grant Mayu. Nowhere close to the third base coach's box. Conversation that we had earlier. At least it's consistent.
Yeah, Zach Thomas over there at first as well. They're just kind of picking wherever they feel comfortable. And summer ball, we're having fun. Who cares?
2-2. And out toward the parking lot now. So another 2-2 count will be coming toward Zach Crandall, who, as I said so far today, doesn't have a hit, but has done a whole lot for the score sheet. Has brought around 3 of the 10 runs. Gonzalez will set. Huge close stance from him. 2-2. Swing and a miss from Crandall.
We talk about the coaches' boxes. You got to feel bad for the grounds crew. They work so hard for those nice 90-degree angles, precision, and then they don't get used.
Paint a nice white line out there that neither of the coaches are anywhere close to. It's Riley Hunsaker, no batting gloves as typical for him. Will step into the lefty box against the righty Gonzalez. 2 outs, nobody on, bottom of 8. First one's a curveball right down the middle. A 1 count toward Gonzalez, similar to Covey, moves pretty quick. Sets close stance, third base side of the rubber. 0-1 to Hunsaker. Hit toward left field, moving over is Haruta. He's running in and finally gets under it for out number 3. So a 1-2-3 inning for the Philippines. The second one that they've had so far today, but it's not necessarily about the defense. It's if they can find 7 runs in their final 3 outs. The closer, Jack O'Malley, he'll be coming out to the mound for the Riptide in the top of 9. 10-3, OC leading. Top of 9. Our broadcast today is powered by Cityside Fiber, OC Riptide's favorite gig speed fiber internet provider. Jack O'Malley coming out on the mound. A new pitcher for the Riptide, taking over Jake Covey, who saw 3 batters, sat all 3 down, one of which via the strikeout. And so it'll be O'Malley instead. Stevenson coming up to the plate for the Philippines instead of Noah Peterson.
Yeah, Stevenson in desperate need of a hit this summer. He's 2 for 32 with 13 strikeouts and just 2 walks, so he needs to come through in a big way.
Well, now's the best time to do it. It's 10-3. The Riptide are leading in the top of 9. The power thrower and O'Malley out on the mound. Its first delivery. It's a big swing and a miss from Stevenson on a high and in cutter. That's not necessarily the swing that I would expect on the first pitch, especially from O'Malley, who has dealt with control issues in the past, but has certainly looked better as of late. Coming out of the stretch, 0-1. Misses well outside to Crandall.
Yeah, Stevenson at Division II Kentucky Wesleyan. I'm not sure how many 97-mile-an-hour fastballs he's seen, but he just looked not happy with the first one.
Last time O'Malley just a measly 94, but the previous time hit 97 twice. That one was coming in with some pace. 1-1. Oh, that's the curveball that drops in there. Just the change in velocity to what the fastball is at. That curveball was sitting as we try to hear from our data people exactly how much it was. Slider at 80 compared to the fastball at 97. It's a 1-2. We'll see what he throws. It's the slider again on the outside part of the plate. Just disgusting pitching from O'Malley. Gets the first out of this top of the 9th, and the Philippines are down to their final 2. As Primanto coming up to the plate for the Philippines, another pinch hitter for them.
Yeah, and Stevenson just did not look an ounce of comfortable in that at-bat. Just 4 pitches, see you later, and O'Malley on a string. What an at-bat from him.
So the 5th or 6th, I guess, switch from the Philippines today, depending on what you want to say about the Boxa and Boylan switch. First one, the 0-0 bounces in the lefty box. As Primanto is in the righty box, so he didn't have to get out of the way. It's a 1-0 count now.
Primanto, another guy struggling, just hitting 158. He'd like to get going a bit. Out of Mount Sac.
1-0. Check swing, but didn't matter. Bottom part of the zone for strike number 1. 1-1 count, 1 out, nobody on. 10-3 in the top of 9. Riptide want to extend their series against the Philippines. Currently leading 2-1. Want to make it 3-1 in this last appearance against the baseball group. 1-1. Is that slider again, bottom part of the zone. You kind of made a movement. Nobody so far has looked comfortable with that slider.
Yeah, that Primanto was jumping out of the way of that one and just not comfortable at bats here for the Philippines as they try and get some sort of comeback going.
2-1 to Primanto. He's inside, but it drops into the inside part of the zone. 2-2 now. And though we talked about earlier how the Barons were doing well against the Oaks ended up winning 5-2, and Roy Oseko ended up beating the Bombers as well, 7-4. So the win doesn't necessarily help the Riptide all that much, but instead stops it from hurting them, I'd say. 2-2 is the fastball outside. And tunneling that slider that you go inside, that you've seen it catch the middle part of the zone. Then you see that fastball on the outside part of the plate. As a hitter, you ask, what do you do? There's not much you can do.
Yeah, Jack O'Malley, just a big presence on that mound. He's 6'8". The fastball can touch 97, so it's a tough at-bat for hitters.
Takes a deep breath. Here's the payoff pitch. It's the slider. It's strike 3 as well. Primanto just never really looked comfortable. He went slider, and then that fastball on the outside part, he tunneled the slider with it, which is just a great piece of pitching there for strike number 3, the second in a row and the 13th for the Riptide today.
Yeah, because you don't want to go out looking on the fastball on the outside corner. That slider looks like it the whole way, and then just whoosh, see you later, and no chance for Primanto.
So 2 outs, nobody on. 1 more out. The Philippines need 7 runs. It's 10-3 in the top of 9. O'Malley. First one to Haruda is sent with a loud thud against the backstop. O'Malley today just at 94. Not his fastest day, but still better than most. 1 out. Slider right down the pipe, but called for a ball, so it'll be a 2-0 count. Looked pretty good from where I was sitting. But either way, it's a 2-0 count with 2 outs and nobody on. Here it is. O'Malley, the slider this time called for a strike on the inside corner toward Haruda. He was the first pinch hitter in this game. Came in and got a RBI single. That's the last run that came across for the Philippines. That was back in the 4th. O'Malley sets high at the chest. 2-1. Slider, which just misses outside, makes it a 3-1 count, and advantage pitch coming here to Haruda. Has already struck out twice today, doesn't want to make it the hat trick. Riptide average 11 strikeouts typically in a game. They're at 13. 3-1 fouled back against the screen, so it'll be a payoff pitch here momentarily. 2 outs, nobody on. 10-3 Riptide lead. Philippines are down to their last strike here in the top of the 9th. O'Malley, who started to become the closer for the Riptide, as well as Dylan Blakey, starts to toe the inside part of the rubber. Looks in, finds what he wants. That's high at the chest. And here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. O'Malley strikes out the side. Riptide take it over the Philippine baseball group 10-3, and it's a great way to start off the week. A Riptide win before they will have to go against the Waves, have a day off, and then a big one against the Barons on Friday. Huon, what did you think about that game? What stood out to you?
Yeah, I thought it was just a great game all around. The defense was clean. There was some great plays all around, both teams as well. And I just thought the offense really came alive. They've struggled with kind of taking advantage of runners in scoring position, runners on base, runners from free passes, and that was not an issue today. The starter had 6 walks. They drove in 6 runs in an inning and then 4 runs in an inning. That's all they needed to do, so the offense really took advantage. I thought the pitching was incredible. Trey Telford worked through a bit of a tough start for Goso, Covey, and O'Malley were doors out of the bullpen. So just a really complete game for the Riptide and a great start to the week.
Yeah, it certainly was a great start to the week. Riptide, 10 runs obviously, put up 11 hits in the game. No errors for them, but they did leave 10 runners on. Philippines baseball group did have an error, which obviously hurt them quite a bit. 2 runs came in because of it. 3 hits, and then 7 hits, 3 runs, and only left 4 on base. So it's about that time where we say see you later. Riptide will play the Waves tomorrow at 7 p.m. Try to make it out to the ballpark tomorrow. If not, you have us on Riptide Radio, Riptide TV here on YouTube. We'll say see you later. 10-3 Riptide win. See you later, pals.